You'd be forgiven in this age of deep fakes for wondering whether you can believe what you see when it comes to reports about two-headed snakes and other animals. This phenomenon is quite rare and is very commonly known as polycephaly. But what are these animals? Where to find them? And how are they different? Continue watching the video till the end to know more. Hey everyone, and welcome back to yet another video from our channel. We hope you guys are doing extremely well. In this video, we'll be talking about two-headed animals that you won't believe. We will be diving deep into every aspect of this topic, so if you are new to this channel, then make sure to hit the subscribe button. Now, without any further ado, let's hop right into the video. Among the most common reports are two-headed snakes, yet these are certainly still rare enough to surprise us. In the age of fake videos and photos, it is very difficult to believe what is real, especially when you spot an oddly shaped animal, example a two-headed snake. The most common observation in this category of animals that have exceptional physical appearance are two-headed turtles, snakes, and cow. We have heard of two-headed animals in legends, myths, and folktales, but it is a common occurrence in real life too. This mind-blowing developmental abnormality is known as bicephaly or dicephaly. Over the years, there have been various reports related to two-headed creatures. Take the two-headed eastern copperhead snake discovered recently in a flower bed outside the front door of a home in Woodbridge, Virginia. State herpetologist John Klepfer, who collected the snake, said he was familiar with two-headed snakes resulting from inbreeding in captivity, but was dumbfounded by the discovery of one in the wild. Without special care, such animals usually die early because they have difficulty escaping predators and foraging for food. Dr. Klepfer, from the Virginia Department of Game and Inland Fisheries, said, "Indeed, while the copperhead, which has a single stomach, is now feeding well, its two heads don't always cooperate. Sometimes with two-headed animals, you'll get one head that's a little bit more dominant over the other one," Dr. Klepfer said. "Sometimes the heads go in different directions." An even more unusual two-headed snake was studied by Gordon Burghardt of the University of Tennessee some years ago. In his decades of studying of animal behavior, Dr. Burghardt has encountered 4 two-headed snakes. This two-headed black rat snake had 2 separate stomachs, and its 2 heads fought over prey, but it managed to survive for 20 years. In more recent years, a two-headed yellow anaconda snake with 2 hearts, 3 lungs, 2 livers, and 2 stomachs was discovered in Brazil. Over the centuries, hundreds of two-headed snakes have been reported, and it is worth asking why they seem to be more common than two-headed mammals. We may well have a deep-seated fear handed down over the years of anything that sounds like a multi-headed serpent, and so take more notice of these creatures. But might there be a biological explanation for the observations? According to Justin Adams of Monash University, who studies anatomy across the animal kingdom, including humans, there is. Recently, a two-headed snake found in Odisha's forests have left wildlife enthusiasts and experts stunned. The serpent was spotted in the Den-Kikot Forest range of Keonjhar Wildlife Sanctuary in Odisha State by Rakesh Mohalik. After being identified, the rare snake was released back into the wild. The newly born snake has been identified as a wolf snake, which is a non-venomous species. Reptiles more likely than mammals to have 2 heads. 2 heads can result from the incomplete splitting of an embryo, also called axial bifurcation, Dr. Adams explained. This process leads to conjoined twins in humans, although only a very small number of conjoined twins have 2 heads and 1 body. It is also possible for 2 separated embryos to incompletely fuse to form a two-headed animal. Two-headedness results from factors that cause malformation of a developing embryo, which can be both genetic or environmental. But it does not tend to be inherited, since two-headed animals do not usually live long or reproduce. In mammals, fact-checking by the mother's body also tends to prevent the implantation of embryos that carry errors like this, Dr. Adams said. If there are errors in development, there are miscarriages and spontaneous abortions, he said. Dr. Adams said animals with irregularities like two-headedness were likely to be conceived at a much higher frequency than we realized, with far fewer surviving long enough to be born. He said there were 2 reasons why reptiles would be more likely to have two-headed offspring than mammals. First, they have many more offspring, so it's a numbers game. Second, reptile eggs are exposed to the environment, which means they can be more easily exposed to more factors that can affect the developing embryo. Things like temperature, radiation, chemical toxicity, Dr. Adams said. In addition, snakes are often bred in captivity, where inbreeding increases the chances of irregularities, and individuals with them are given support to survive. Controversy over cause of two-headed fish larvae. Dr. Adams said there was no way of knowing how frequently the phenomenon occurred naturally in the wild, and this is one of the challenges in determining whether occurrences of two-headed organisms are due to anything other than random chance. However, in one famous Australian case, Some experts presented evidence that pesticide pollution from a nearby farm was the cause of a mass spawning of two-headed fish larvae in a hatchery in Noosa. This theory was eventually rejected by authorities, although controversy over the cause of the incident continues. Two-faced Janus cats. Animals with two faces are an even rarer phenomenon involving duplication. You may have seen photos or videos of Janus cats, named after the ancient Roman god with two faces, on the internet. Some scientists say the condition, known as dysprospus, is a variant of the change in embryonic development that leads to two-headed animals. Others argue it is due to an increase in expression of the sonic hedgehog gene that is involved in development of the face and skull. Janus cats inspire human interest, although for quite different reasons to the two-headed snakes. The short-lived South African-born kitten Betty B was a recent Janus cat that captured the hearts of tens of thousands of people via Facebook. Going further from snakes, the next two-headed animal notice in 2021 was a cow. Residents of Odisha's Nabrangpur witnessed a cow giving birth to a calf with two heads and three eyes. Surprised by this development, many villagers began worshipping the animal as Durga avatar as it was born during Navratri, said a report. The calf was born in Bijapara village of Nabarangpur district in Odisha. The report mentions that the cow was owned by Daniram, a farmer of Bijapara village of Kumuli Panchayat. It is reported that when the cow went into labor, she was having some trouble delivering the calf. After the calf was delivered, Daniram examined the infant and realized that the calf was born with two heads and three eyes. Since the unique calf was born during the occasion of auspicious Navratri, people in the village started considering the animal a form of goddess Durga. In another case, in the village of Dholpur district in Rajasthan, villagers were in for a shock when a buffalo gave birth to a two-headed calf. As per a report, the newborn calf has two mouths, two necks, four eyes, and four ears. The baby buffalo has become the talk of the town as people from neighboring villages throng to see the rare calf with a birth defect. Two-headed animals can result from the incomplete splitting of embryos. In addition, two heads result from factors that cause malformation of developing embryos, which can also be genetic or environmental. Are two heads better than one? The answer is no, according to A to Z Animals. Two-headed animals usually have an oddly shaped body that has difficulty moving through the natural terrains. Also, these animals have trouble getting nutrients to their brains. So what about humans? Most conjoined twins have separate bodies that are joined to varying degrees, but there are a relatively small number of conjoined twins with one body and two heads. The most famous are Americans Abby and Brittany Hensel, who are now 28 years old. It is estimated that 1 in 50,000 to 100,000 pregnancies may involve conjoined twins, but 60% are stillborn or die shortly after birth, so they make up around only 1 in 200,000 live births. And that's all for today. Did we miss out on anything? Do you have any other twin-headed animals worth adding to our list? Did you enjoy watching the video? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. We hope you have enjoyed watching the video. Please like the video if you have not already, and make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss another update from our channel. With that being said, let's meet in another one of these videos. Until then, see ya!